Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will be destroyed soon.
Prepare to qualify.
Oh, warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Snow Brothers, and this is also known as Snow Brothers Nick and Tom, created by Toaplan in 1990. And I think this was suggested by YouTube user Nathan Williams Old School Gamer 99. But this is kind of a Bubble Bobble ripoff. Although you are snowmen, there's a few differences. You and if you like, the second player playing simultaneously are your snowmen, and you chuck snow at the enemies enough times to turn them into a snowball. And you can push the snowball around by brushing up against it and moving left or right, or you could stand on the snowball to be able to jump up and get to higher ledges. But if you push up against the snowball and press the attack button, you will shove the snowball and it can take out any enemies in its wake. And there will be power-ups in the form of potions. Now with the yellow potion, you get a long shot with your snow that you throw. With red, you speed your character up. With blue, you get bigger snowballs. And with green, you get invincibility, and we'll look at that later. This is like Bubble Bobble in that it's a fixed screen for each screen, and there will be boss fights on every 10th screen, unlike Bubble Bobble. And I remember seeing this I think a couple times. I think I played it with one of my brothers. But we'll go ahead and get started. If you can, try to get as high up on the stage as you can at the very top, because if you there's a speed up potion. If you can knock a snowball down from the top, you could maybe take out a whole bunch of enemies with it as it rolls its way down to the bottom. And if you manage to take all the enemies out with one snowball, you will get a bunch of bonus items falling from the sky that are very lucrative. So if you have the opportunity to do that, do so. And just like in Bubble Bobble, enemies will leave food items when they are defeated. And the more you get to take out with one snowball, the better the food item. And you really need to take out at least 2 enemies with a snowball to get a food item. And now we have enemies shooting fire. The enemies have various different personalities. It seems like there's not a way to score many points in this game, unlike a Bubble Bobble, where you can easily get scores in the millions, or maybe even 10 millions. Well, maybe not easily, but after some practice you could probably get a million or so. But if you take too long, there will be a pumpkin-headed guy that will follow you, and he can create ghosts that will really bother you. You can shoot the pumpkin head guy, and you'll make him reappear somewhere else on the screen. But the ways to get more points is to take out as many enemies as possible with one snowball. And you get a nice bonus for beating the boss, too. And there's that stupid pumpkin guy again already. Yeah, if the game just feels you're taking too long to beat a level, they'll make the pumpkin guy come. Yeah, you can push against that snowball and move it. Or you can jump on top of it and jump to higher ledges. But of course you have to have an enemy there to turn into a snowball, and sometimes you can kind of get stuck in this game, which sucks. You can get in an area where you have too high of walls to your left or right. You can't seem to get out, and that's really lame. Yeah, I definitely prefer Bubble Bobble over this one. This one's not terrible by any means. It's cutesy. It's fun. It's got good action. And like I said, every 10th round you will face a boss, and the boss fights are they're clever, they're engaging. It's an interesting strategy to try to figure out how to beat the boss. The bosses can be you can shoot them to hurt them, but it doesn't do hardly any damage. Really, the way to beat them is to hit them with snowballs. And we're getting close to the first boss. This had a Sega Genesis, or no, it was a Nintendo Entertainment System port. I haven't played that one. I can't tell you how good or bad it is. As you might have noticed by now, if you leave an enemy alone, they will thaw out. I mean, when you've turned them into a snowball, they'll thaw out if you leave them alone. And, there's that stupid pumpkin head guy again. Not related to the horror movie character Pumpkinhead. But, yeah, now he's starting to spit out ghosts. And they're chasing after me, and they don't want to leave me alone. Ah, damn it. The way to get extra lives, you might be able to reach it by a certain score, but there's also a rare item that you can get that is the face of a snowman. That doesn't give you a 1-up, but it creates new enemies that when you turn them into a snowball, oh, there's that icon. And here we go. Yeah, there will be new enemies, and when you fill them up into snowballs, they'll become one letter of the word snow. And if you can get all those characters killed that spell out S-N-O-W, snow, then you will get an extra life. There's no major fanfare or anything, you just get an extra life. I greatly prefer the aesthetics of Bubble Bobble over this game. It's definitely playable. There was a sequel, Snow Brothers 2, The New Elves or something. And I have a video of that too. Very strange game. And here's the first boss. Just try to stand where there's a ledge above you, and the chances of you getting hit by the enemies that he spits out are decreased. And just try to kick snowballs at him. And damn it, my timing was bad there. There we go. Yeah, it shows that he gets hurt when you crap. It shows that he gets hurt when you use the snow on him, but it doesn't hardly do any damage at all. I don't know that it actually does for sure. It just looks like it does. And the enemies that you kill during the boss fight, they will also leave food items. There, I collected one. And that's that boss. And now we go to stage 11. But yeah, there are a total of 50 levels in this game. And the final boss is really quite interesting. Yeah, the snow that you throw is much bigger with the the blue power-up, the blue potion. One thing to remember when there's a big slope, like we're seeing on the left and right, some of the enemies will run down it quickly, and they can run towards you, and you might not be ready for it. The enemies cannot drop down from ledges. I mean, they can drop off from the left or right, but they can't, like, just jump down from the center of a ledge. And neither can you, for that matter. Later on in this game, there will be an open space on the floor, and there is the rare invincibility potion. It makes you big, and you can just go and touch enemies. And it'll last until, I don't know how long, but you should have plenty of time to beat all the enemies while you've got that. And now we have enemies that turn into cyclones, and they will try to follow you. And the cyclones can go through walls, and they'll try to follow you. Some kind of interesting new enemies that they throw in here. You need to let them jump all the way up to your floor in order to keep them from falling down when you hit them with snow. But if you can, try to get to the top and take out enemies at the top, and hopefully send them rolling to knock down as many enemies as possible below. Yeah, see how fast they roll downhill. Try not to be in the way of them. Hey, I got the rest of them. Can I get that potion in time? Yep. Yeah, a little later on, like I was saying, there will be spaces where you can kind of get trapped, which sucks. Oops. But yeah, you can see that I only have SN of the extra life that I can get by spelling out the word snow. I'll go away. And you get an extra life if you spell out the word snow. Yeah, I took out a bunch of guys there. That was good. And they'll give me more lucrative food items for taking out a whole bunch of guys at once. If you have, like, thin walls... Get away. If you have thin walls, you can push a snowball through them. Go away, stupid pumpkin head. But when I lose my last life on this game, then we will look at me zipping through, or zipping forward to the rest of the levels. We'll see at least snippets of the remainder of the levels. Frickin' pumpkin head. Music gets kind of repetitive and a bit dull. Whoops. Yeah, they move fast when they run down the hills. I'll put in my initials. That's Snow Brothers, created by Toaplan, who were famous for their shooters. This appeared in ROMstar cabinets. This was a conversion kit, so they didn't have their own unique cabinet. You get to continue if you want. I chose not to there, but we will see at least snippets of the remaining levels. I got to, what was it, 12 or 13? Still had 37 to go. Well, tomorrow is my last day of 3 weeks off. Yeah, we'll just see snippets of the remainders of the levels. There will be a point where the fire breather guys, I put on invincibility by this point. There will be fire breather guys that breathe straight down. Screw you, Pumpkinhead. And here is the second boss of the game. There will be a total of 5 bosses. And this guy makes bomb enemies appear, and you have to turn them into snowballs and then kick them at the boss. Yeah, see, you make the boss look like he's hurt when you shoot your snow at him, but I don't know for sure that that really does anything. If it does, it sure doesn't do much. While he's dying, he's purple, you can hit him for extra points. And now the guys are breathing straight down. Makes me think of the goblin enemies in Ghosts and Goblins second stage, I believe it is. They'd spit fire at you from above, left or right. What a hard game that was. I didn't take out... Well, actually, that was not bad. We will eventually see me take out all the enemies with one snowball, and that makes a bunch of like I think Japanese charms or something on Japanese characters on paper slips fall down from the sky, and I think they're each like worth 10,000 points or something. But yeah, we'll just see snippets of the remainder of the levels. Also, there's the appearance of a sumo wrestler type of guy who's throwing fire from above. You can beat him. You just have to set up a snowball, jump on top of it, and then jump onto the ledge where he is. And all it takes is one blast of snow to kill him, and he will drop one of those paper slip charms. It's worth 10,000 points. But yeah, if you can, if you think it's safe. Ooh, am I gonna get them all? Oh my god, did I? Yep. See, there's all those paper slips, those paper charms. I think that's what those are. And there are a lot of points each, so just collect them all if you can. This is a part where you can't. You have to set up a snowball to be able to jump up to those ledges above. Otherwise, you can't jump high enough on your own. You have to jump on top of that snowball and then jump again to get up to that second ledge. But yeah, we're just going to see snippets of the remainder of the levels. If it's safe to do so, start at the top and to see if the snowballs that you kick can take out all the enemies below for a lot of points. But yeah, there is a sequel to this called Snow Brothers 2: The New Elves or something, and I did a video of that very strange frickin' game. And we'll zip forward to this boss. The third boss. And it's a pair of birds. And you turn the eggs that they fire, or that hatch, you turn them into snowballs, and then you kick them back at the birds. that actually does anything. Shooting them with just your snow. Well, one of them died. Maybe it does. Well, I have a power up, so it's probably stronger than it normally would be. I'll zip forward and kill the second bird. It can't kill you there. It just flies around. It's dead. It basically lost all its life. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, there's the, can I get the W? No. Crap. It's hoping to, finish off the word snow so I can get that extra life. And like I said, there's no fanfare or anything, you just get an extra life. No special screen that says, well done, or something like that, like I think Bubble Bobble had, or something similar like that. Yeah, I go back to work Thursday. My eyes have not completely healed. There's still a little bit of bruising, but it's not super bad. It just looks like maybe I play football or something, or I got in a mild fight with somebody. It's gonna take probably another couple weeks or so to stop for the bruising to completely go away. That was a very expensive cosmetic surgery, and I don't wanna have to put up that much money for anything anymore if I can help it. Yeah, as you probably noticed earlier, now we have guys that drop bombs at you and it causes a fire. As you probably noticed, you can if you push a fireball, it can take you with it on its way down. You won't get hurt. You'll still plow through enemies. Yeah, we'll just zip through the rest of the levels just so you can see at least a little bit of it. We will eventually have bats. And I think that's pretty much the only unique enemy that's not a boss that we will see. Yeah, if you get stuck in that second ledge, you won't be able to jump up over the walls unless you are standing on a snowball. If you just jump in and there's no enemy in there, then you're probably screwed, which really sucks. And now here's the was this the fourth boss? And it's two goblin type of things, or ogres, and they will spit fireballs that will sit there for a good long while, and you'll kill you if you touch them. And you, like before, you have to hit them with snowballs. Yeah, I put on invincibility after my initial gameplay. I just wanted to zip through the levels as quickly as I could, because it's 50 frickin' levels. I think it's after you beat these bosses that you start seeing open spaces on the bottom of on the bottom floor of the level that you can fall through and reappear at the top. Them. Yep, right here. And when you kick a snowball, it can maybe go through. It might be able to go through, if you've got it at an angle, it might be able to go through the bottom and reappear at the top and keep taking out enemies. Kinda cool. And yes, now we have bats, and they can fly through the walls. But we'll just look at least snippets of each of the levels. Seeing as how there's 50 levels, I did not want to do a whole playthrough because that would just take way too long. Very cute game, very playable. But if you can help it. Oh, did I get them all? Yep. Yeah, that's 10,000 apiece for each of those paper charms. So yeah, if you can manage to take out one at the top and hopefully kick it just right so you'll take out all the other enemies, do so. That is the way to get a lot of points in this game. And didn't go through the bottom and reappear at the top. Oh well. But yeah, the last boss in this game, it's two like statue heads, and there will be two girls you want to try to save, and you can get trapped in bubbles and float up and get stabbed by a spiked ceiling. And there's also going to be see, it's going through the bottom and reappearing at the top until it takes out all the enemies. Pretty cool. Here is the final boss. Yeah, they'll shoot out bubbles. You'll see that the spiked ceiling is descending, and it looks like it might be killing those girls or something if it descends too low. That won't happen. It'll descend to a certain depth, but it won't move any more than that. See, I get trapped in those clear bubbles, and it'll try to float up to the spiked ceiling and kill me. You wiggle the joystick and hit the buttons to break free. There'll be some potions that will pop from those bubbles when it hits that spiked ceiling, and you can, the power-ups, so you can collect those. Don't fall into the fire, and don't touch the statues. And there will be fire bubbles that will burn the floor, and you don't want to touch those. And you just, the enemies that are trapped in the bubbles, when they pop on the spiked ceiling, you'll want to encase those enemies with snow and kick the snowball at the statues. You have to destroy them both. And those girls will be freed when you beat the statues. I think they say something like, "Oh my god," when you die. It's funny. I put on invincibility here, but you can still die from the spiked ceiling, and I killed one of the statues. I think you can jump on the statue head and not die once you've beaten it. Break free from the bubble, and they keep yelling help. Oops. My god, oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, that's about as low as that spiked ceiling will descend. It won't descend any further than that. I just need to kill this other statue. And there we go. And here is the end of Snow Brothers. And they just hop up and down as I believe this is Nick. Player 1 is probably Nick, and player 2 is probably Tom. Nick just runs up to the girls and they jump. Whatever. And rising sun is in Japan on the horizon. And there's some ugly face right there. Maybe that's supposed to be one of the Snow Brothers. But it looks like a human skin, not snowman snow for the head. Whatever, weirdo game. But it's playable. Well, that was Snow Brothers, also known as Snow Brothers Nick and Tom, by Toaplan in 1990. And the sequel is Snow Brothers 2, The New Elves, weird game. But that was Snow Brothers, also known as Snow Brothers Nick and Tom, by Toaplan in 1990 with the Romstar license on that cabinet. This is Crazy Clown Racing. Thanks for watching. I will catch you later with my next video. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.